a black man spent 27 years in prison. Then, shortly after his release, he became the president of South Africa. On his very first day in office, the white staff at the presidential residence feared retaliation. Many of them began packing their belongings and preparing to quit. Seeing this, the president immediately gathered all the employees. To everyone's surprise, he greeted them in Afrikaans, the language spoken by many white South Africans. Then he reassured them. He wanted them to stay and continue their work. To ease tensions even further, he even hired white bodyguards to join his security team. But the black head of security was furious. Not long ago, some of those same people had supported those who wanted the president dead. He confronted the president, wanting an explanation. But the president calmly replied, "Whenever I appear in public, people see my bodyguards. You represent me. Reconciliation starts here, and so does forgiveness." Hearing this, the security chief reluctantly accepted the decision and shared the president's schedule with the white bodyguards. Although he followed orders, he still struggled to trust those who had once been his enemies. The man who had been imprisoned by a racist system, yet chose reconciliation over revenge, was none other than South Africa's first black president, Nelson Mandela. From the moment he took office, Mandela faced intense skepticism from the media. Many doubted he could lead a nation in crisis, but he quickly demonstrated extraordinary leadership. He spoke on behalf of South Africa at the United Nations. He traveled the world seeking investment and worked tirelessly to revive the struggling economy. At the same time, he saw sports as a powerful tool to unite the country. Against the advice of many close allies, Mandela attended a rugby match between the South African Springboks and England. When he waved to the crowd, the cheers were mixed with boos and criticism. His bodyguards stayed on high alert, but Mandela walked directly into the stands and shook hands with spectators. That day, the Springboks lost the match. Many white fans sat in silence, while many black spectators celebrated, because for years, the team had been viewed as a symbol of apartheid. A year later, South Africa was preparing to host the Rugby World Cup. Almost no one believed the Springboks could succeed. Even prominent journalists openly criticized the team. Some argued they had become a national embarrassment and should be disbanded. At the same time, the newly black-led Sports Council voted to abolish the team. When Mandela learned about the decision, he rushed to intervene. His determination to save the largely white-supported team left many people confused. Mandela explained, "Our enemy is no longer white South Africans. They are South Africans just like us. To many white citizens, the Springboks are priceless. If we take that away from them, we will lose their support, and division will return." Thanks to Mandela's persistence, the Springboks were allowed to remain. But this was only the beginning of an even greater challenge ahead. South Africa's president earned about 80,000 rand a month. When Mandela saw his first paycheck, he was stunned. He thought there had to be a mistake. But his aide assured him that's exactly what the previous president earned, around 80,000 rand every month. Mandela shook his head. It's too much. He donated 1/3 of his salary to charity and urged his cabinet ministers to voluntarily take pay cuts as well. After the news aired, Springboks captain Piet Pienaar's family dismissed it as nothing more than political theater. Soon after, Piet received an unexpected phone call. When he hung up, he stood there in disbelief. The president had invited him for tea. His whole family was shocked. His father, a longtime supporter of apartheid, strongly opposed the meeting. But the family's black housekeeper was thrilled. She asked Piet to tell the president to lower bus fares because they were too expensive. The next day, Piet arrived at the presidential residence. Mandela greeted him warmly and even asked if his injured ankle had fully healed. Piet was caught completely off guard. Mandela personally poured him tea, his humility putting Piet at ease. The conversation soon turned to rugby. Mandela told him he hoped the Springboks could win the World Cup. South Africa was rebuilding, and the nation desperately needed something to bring its people together. He knew it wouldn't be easy, but he believed Piet was the captain who could make it happen. The Springboks were no longer just a rugby team. They represented the spirit of South Africa. Not long afterward, the team received a new request from the president. He wanted them to tour the country and train in black communities. Many players complained that they didn't have time, but Captain Piet chose to trust Mandela. He told his teammates, "The choice is yours, but times have changed, and we have to change too." Soon, the team bus arrived in a poor black township. Looking at the rows of rundown houses, many white players quietly admitted they were lucky not to live there. The team then arrived at a small local rugby field.